Hello all and welcome to Proudland, where it is all of Proud and I don't know,
percentage?
like 3.1% me.
That's a small percentage.
I know it's getting smaller. You should have sold months ago if you had Roland stock.
Invested in Roland stock, yeah.
Yeah, if you invested in Roland, the time to sell was a long time ago. People that have held on to the stock, I'm sorry, it's not going back up. It's only going down at this point.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know why, Proud. Like, I kind of do, but I can't.
You lost your discipline.
Perfectly.
You lost your discipline. Completely.
Yeah,
if there's one thing I've noticed about Roland in the past few weeks is that he lost all of his discipline. The second you see a boy rolling up as maxing suicide techies, you know that boy has no discipline.
Okay, the techies. So I feel like where the discipline really got broken was Doom. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And what happened? I didn't try. It did fucking great. So I went in the off lane, and all of a sudden, gold everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Level 10.
He does have a lot of gold.
Level 10 plus 80 gold when I devour something. And I found myself like becoming like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, just in a cave, just with all my gold, dude. Although it was just Gollum just had a ring. I just really collecting gold, maybe kind of like the dragon in the Hobbit, but like swimming through my gold. Like I didn't care about anything else but my gold.
Yeah, I mean that's the life. Like you want to go help your team, but hey, Devour's off cooldown in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do that, and then I'll come.
Yeah, and so I had a heavy helping of Doom, and then that's when the fuck around started, and then I started playing pretty much anything.
Back to the random Roland days.
It wasn't. I never randomed.
You never random, but like effectively.
But I effectively randomed. Yes. I mean, I went back to Dota Picker, and was like. And I was like, yep, Ursa is good here. And then would pick up an Ursa or something like that. Or, yep, Wind Ranger is good here. And then would pick up Wind Ranger. And then I found myself on Alchemist. Because I was like, you know what? I need to climb out of this rut. And the only way I know how to do that is another guy who fucking loves gold.
Right.
And so I pick Alchemist. And I have a great game with him. And that's the problem. I wish I would have had a horrible game on Doom. My first time I played Doom, and then I wish I would have had a horrible time on Alchemist, because then I would have been like, oh no, that doesn't work. I'm gonna go back to my disciplined, like 5 heroes that I play. Basically, draw a line on the map, don't cross there. I think losing
the 5 heroes. Who did you get? Who were your 5?
My 5 would have been like Lich,
Viper,
Lich, Vengeful, Viper.
Okay.
Lich, Vengeful, Viper, Treant, and then like Anti-Mage if I could get Anti-Mage, or Luna if I could get Luna.
Okay.
I mean, I did the same thing that you did, that I feel like everybody did, was I picked Luna when I could. You know what I mean? Back when I
wouldn't say did it when I could.
But
I did it when I had to.
Yeah,
I was
did it when I had
into
to.
that life.
Yeah. I didn't want to do it. And then after the -6 initial attack damage on Luna,
that
it seemed like it feels like she just fell off, like not completely, but big time.
And then the last 2 nerfs to Dom, like she was okay, but this last nerf to Dom, I'm like, all right, we're out of here, we're done with this.
Yeah. And then you know, it kind of left me stranded. One, Lich, okay, he can do a ton. He can pull a wave. He is basically like a quintessential support. Like, I played him poor. I played him, you know, all to help the team. Like, literally, it was only to help the team. And what I realized was I wasn't having fun necessarily playing Lich. I was having fun with the end result of we just won, and looking at the scoreboard and being like,
yep.
I spent 5,500 gold on support items to help our team win, and I got a +25 because of it.
Yeah.
For some reason, that went away. I don't know. I like the fun of winning went away, and what replaced that is the fun of getting, 800 GPM on Doom or 1200 GPM on Alchemist.
Yeah,
or something
I feel
that.
like I feel like you got your goal and you wanted to like feel it in your play. Like you got the MMR that you were searching for, and because like okay, so here's what everyone wants when they start out on a game like Dota. They want to get good enough that they can do whatever the fuck they want and be successful. Like that, right? Like you don't want to get good enough to only spam. You want to get good enough that like you can roll up in any group with your friends and pick whatever hero that you think is fun and do well. But that never happens. That's literally never going to happen.
Yeah. I would say that, yeah. I mean, so I started looking at heroes like fucking Phoenix and being like, Phoenix, easy, and then picking it. And then losing and being
really?
like, yeah, honestly, yeah. I went on stretches. I went on long stretches of here where I'd play like, I don't know, Shadow Shaman. I'd play like 6 times, but I wouldn't play Shadow Shaman the way Shadow Shaman was supposed to be played. I play Shadow Shaman to get my item that I needed to push a tower or something like that. Yeah. Or I'd force a tower even when it wasn't going to happen. Like I'd run down mid and I was like, mid doesn't have backdoor protection, so I'm just going to smoke to the mid tier 1 and drop wards. And the tower can take down wards faster than the wards can take down towers, in most cases, and especially if somebody TPs there. So, yeah, I fell into a rut. Now I'm here at like 3.15, I want to say. What? 3.12.
Yep, it's brutal life.
And I don't, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, you could be back up at like 3,800. Like, you could be like closing in on 4K.
It's hard to climb.
And then I'm like, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's like my attitude.
You gotta play a lot of disciplined games. You gotta not pick Phoenix. You gotta play those Viper games. Gotta play those OD games. Gotta play Juggernaut. You gotta play the game.
I know. And I had a great Juggernaut game. The game that I stood in for.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw some of that.
As your carry.
Solid.
I definitely made some mistakes in that game, but I was like, damn, I played a good game of Dota, and that alone felt good. A good game of Dota feels good. Anyway, today, what I want to get into is something that we've gotten into, but we haven't really quantified with names. And we are going to use the names that the Dota 2 UI uses, which is nukers, disablers, junglers, durables, escapes, pushers, and initiators. Of course, we've used the term jungle and initiate and pusher. I feel like those kind of just become common nomenclature when you're talking about Dota 2.
Yeah.
But they have heroes that whoever made the heroes page, which is what I'm going to be citing for this episode, determined were these levels. And if you go into your heroes page, there's varying degrees. You can do like nuker 1, 2, and 3. You can do disabler 1, 2, and 3. So you can basically find a hero that's like, I want a nuker 3, a disabler 1, and a jungler 2. And if there exists such a hero, according to Dota 2, it will find you a result and it will then give it to you. What I want today is for Proud to either agree or disagree with what they have to say on the extreme ends. So like a nuker 3, a disabler 3, a jungler 3, a durable 3, escape 3, pusher 3, initiator 3. Because I feel like this is what I need and what maybe somebody might need who isn't necessarily a spammer but wants to fill out the team. Something that is a good nuker and a good durable, or a good jungler and a good escape, or a good pusher and a good initiator. Like, because I don't know if you agree with this or not, Proud, but I feel like the narrower your hero pool, the more success you're going to have in climbing MMR.
Yeah, I would say that's, well, okay, so that's true as an end, but it's not like the means. Like the way I climb isn't like, all right, I'm gonna make sure I can play less heroes and then I'll climb. It's more like the more heroes that you have like ready in practice, like the more heroes that are fucking Like, I don't know, if you got like a fucking clip, like a magazine or whatever, in your goddamn rifle, and every one of those bullets is like a Dota 2 hero. Like, if you got a bunch of heroes all in that clip, like, you're good. But if all of them are like defective and there's no like gunpowder in the shell or however the fuck guns work, and and they get all caught up in the chamber and shit, and then you like, you know, misfire and you shoot your teammate and start feeding, like, that's not gonna help. Like, you don't want a bunch of jangly ass shitty bullets. Like, you want a well-oiled machine that's like, oh, okay, I'm ready for this guy. They've got Axe. That means I'm not gonna play Juggernaut. I'm gonna play Morphling. Like, that's what you want your life to be. But what you don't want is, oh, okay, they've got Axe. I'm not gonna play Juggernaut. I'm gonna play Morphling. And then it's like, last game of Morphling played, 2014, loss. No, don't do that. Like, that was not the answer. The answer was not to try to replicate your 2014 success of a loss. Like, just play Juggernaut. It's all you got. So it's more like, if you play a bunch of heroes, but in truth, you have not played a bunch of heroes in a very long time, you don't actually play a lot of heroes. You just are aware that they exist. And that's not a reason to pick something.
And I will be the first person to tell you that I play every hero. I've done the all hero challenge. I know what every hero does. And sure, I could jump on Batrider or Gyrocopter or Tusk or Omni Knight or Clinks or whatever, and I would know what they do. But I'm not a good Clinks. Like, I'm not somebody who plays Clinks like I don't know. There's heroes that I always go back to, right? Like Storm Spirit or like Jug or Sven.
Yeah,
and no matter how long it's been, I'm okay with them.
I can tell you, like, especially a hero like Clinks that sounds pretty straightforward. If you are not a Clinks player, stay the fuck away from that hero. You have no idea how he, like, oh my god. If you do not play Clinks, holy shit. That is an incredibly difficult hero. It's like Huskar. Like, you don't just randomly not that Huskar is obscenely difficult, but like, if you just play Huskar and then one thing goes wrong, you don't know what the fuck to do. You're gonna leap on someone again, and then you're gonna die 2 times in a row, and you're like, well, I'm done.
And I guess this episode is this will be dedicated to old Roland, or to the Roland that first started playing Dota, that said the best way to get good at Dota is by playing every hero. There's some validity to that, but now that I'm here, I know that I can't just pick anything I want and have great success with it.
Yeah.
And so I want to help people that have this like Dota ADD that I have, and try and give them some heroes that are just generally good, can fill in the crack in a team. Because when you're playing solo 1v1 matchmaking, you're not going to get the position you want. Sometimes not even support. Roaming, especially roaming. Roaming has become like, if you think that you can roam every game, probably not going to happen. If you think you can mid every game, not going to happen. Same with offlane, safe lane. You might be able to 5 positions.
Yeah, I think you can 5 every game you want. I'm going to be honest. I feel like, especially if you're willing to first pick, like, just first pick 5. Anyway. Please do it in my games specifically. If anyone wouldn't mind going into my games and first picking 5, that would be sick.
Yeah, but that isn't always the case, and you don't always want to play a 5. So, first and foremost, let's go over what Dota considers Nuker 3s. And I'm just gonna.
What is a Nuker? Do you even know? Do you even fucking know?
A Nuker is somebody that can take somebody from 100 to 70 instantly. Or from 100, a big amount of damage instantly is the way I.
Okay, and is it? I would also append it should be from long range, because I mean, nuke. Like, if you want to go by the name nuke, like, normally you don't nuke point blank. That's how you get yourself irradiated, or just dead. Really, or blinded. Dead, any number of things. So like, I would say Meepo probably has the highest magic burst of any hero in the game, at least potential wise. But I wouldn't put Meepo at a nuker because, I mean, like, when I think of a nuke, I think Finger of Death, right? Like, that's the nuke. Also things like a Meatball,
Scream of Pain.
Or
it's not Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave.
Yeah,
Meatball,
Sonic Wave for sure.
Mystic Flare, missiles, Zeus's thing, Thunder God's Wrath. That, I feel like that's a big nuke.
Yeah,
And
things that are, it's like they're safe to throw out, like they don't put you at risk, but they throw a lot of damage.
okay, so let's get into our first case that I think you may disagree with.
Yeah.
So this is all according to Dota's UI, whoever put this together. We have Phoenix as a nuker 3.
Yeah, that's wrong.
So what do you think they're getting at here? Why do they think? Why
So
do you
Phoenix
think
has a
they
lot
think?
of magic damage on them, but I don't think that they don't do it very quick. Sunray is an extremely strong ability. However, I mean, she just doesn't deal. They don't deal damage very quickly, right? Like Supernova takes 6 seconds to put out its full damage. And it's a lot of damage, but it takes 6 seconds to happen. Sunray, ton of damage, but it has 6 seconds to do that damage. Fire Spirits, ton of damage, but there's like 4 charges that last 4 seconds each. So
And you have to like stack them properly, and you have to do all this weird thing.
Yeah, and then like Icarus Dive, it's all damage over time. So yeah, Phoenix has a lot of burst. It's just not gonna happen quickly. I wouldn't say Phoenix is a nuker, honestly. I mean, like I would say that Phoenix is not as much a nuker as Tiny is. That's for fucking sure.
Okay, is this a hero that you would put in your pocket for filling in the cracks?
No, Phoenix is a do nothing hero.
Okay, next up, Timbersaw, considered a nuker 3.
Totes. Huge,
I agree.
Huge damage. Yeah, this hero
Huge
provides a body of damage for your team. I would say with the utmost certainty.
So put some practice on Timbersaw and keep it in your back pocket.
Timbersaw also a do nothing hero.
A do nothing hero. Okay.
Yeah. So we apparently Sam had to like explain this thing a lot in Discord or something recently, and was telling Rabbit to get me in Discord to yell at people. But so a do nothing hero basically means a hero that does not fulfill the necessary holes that that either is expected to, or rather does not fulfill the necessary roles or archetype that is like typically ascribed to their role. To their position. Okay. And also does not like, fulfill a bunch of roles from another position to like free up that slot or whatever. So like,
you're right. Actually, yeah. I mean, he's an offlane hero that does a bunch of nuke damage. He doesn't disable. He doesn't. He does. I mean, you'd think he'd be durable.
Yeah, but he's durable. He's your frontliner. Like he definitely has that. I'm just saying that like he doesn't provide any kind of AOE disable. I mean, Chakram, if you want to be pedantic and tell me that that's a disable, whatever. But like if you look at Axe, Centaur, Slardar, even Underlord, not that he's played that much anymore. Tidehunter, Magnus, they all have some kind of like AoE team fight disable thing that needs to be played around. Timbersaw is just a ton of fucking damage, and if you get him, then you have to get that sort of skirmishy stun from somewhere else. So like, you can run Timbersaw with like a Slardar support, or Timbersaw with Earth Spirit or Sandking or something like that. Like, that's fantastic. But if you do have Timbersaw, like you need to get something else. So a hero like Timbersaw in a pub, as far as creating a well-balanced team, Timbersaw probably isn't going to do that for you. Timbersaw can put like, you don't need so to win a game of Dota 2, you can either be equally skilled to your opponent and just have a better team composition than them, or you can be better than them and just fucking roll all over them. Like you can have a shit team, but as long as you just like win the game, like you can kill a bunch of people with anything and just take that momentum into winning the fucking game. Or a team can throw, like doesn't fucking matter. Like you can win a game with anything, but your highest chance of success is going to be with with a decent team. Like think of all the times that a game has completely turned because a group of 3 people like walked up a ramp and then just got like all axe called or center stomped or whatever, and out of nowhere there's 3 people die. Like if you have a Timbersaw that is almost never going to be the case that you're just going to catch 3 people in a stun randomly, because you don't have a stun that can catch 3 people. So like your ability to just win games out of nowhere is kind of lost. Yeah, Timbersaw does absurd damage. Maybe you can just kill 3 people all at once. But I'm just saying like an avenue to win a lot of games is like, oh, we just got a random good disable and we won off that. And like if you have a team that doesn't have an AoE disable or something like that, that's one like avenue to victory that you just crossed off your entire fucking like all of your win conditions that one is now gone. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. So,
Yeah.
do nothing doesn't mean like that hero shit. It just means that in his role, he's not doing the necessary things he needs to be doing.
Yeah, and he's not opening up your draft to like, do whatever. Like if I said like OD doesn't necessarily do what you would traditionally think a mid hero needs to do. Like he doesn't have burst damage, he doesn't have early game damage. He just kind of does the slow roll and then eventually like kills everyone. But I mean, OD is kind of a do nothing hero. It's just that I wouldn't call him a do nothing hero because the mid now is just expected to be like a hero that scales and does well in lane. And like Juggernaut has like a heal, but Juggernaut's mostly like a kind of do nothing hero. But you don't need your safe laner like Spectre. Spectre's a do nothing hero, but you don't need the safe laner to be like disabling and healing your team and providing like a ton of push early game or whatever. So it's actually not that big a deal. But like for an offlane, that does nothing. Yeah.
Depends on where they go. Okay, so the next Nuker 3 would be Shadow Fiend. I'm going to go ahead and say this is not a do-nothing hero. I feel like because of the mid-roll, because he's in the mid-roll, because he is... I mean, as far as scaling, like, he's scaling from level 1. I mean, if you think about it, as far as souls...
Shadow Fiend is never going to fall off. That's certainly true.
Yeah. So, Shadow Fiend, is this one that you want to keep in your pocket?
Yeah, for sure. See, my issue with like the nuker like role, quote unquote, is I would view that more as a property rather than a role. Yeah, it's good to have like what I would maybe replace this with is, which doesn't have a like a sleek sexy name or whatever, but like just the concept of a body of damage. And like Shadow Fiend totally supplies a body of damage to your team. He has a lot of AoE damage. He gets everyone. Like the concept of a body of damage is they're able to put out enough damage that they can get anyone within kill range. Like you can almost never 1v1 someone, but you can get them low enough that like, like let's say Epicenter comes in, it doesn't kill everyone, but it gets them all low enough that you can all start picking them off one by one and get the kills off. Shadow Fiend, very similar. His ulti, maybe 1 or 2 raises that hit a couple targets, then suddenly everyone is within kill range and you can go like sweep them all up. Timbersaw, same thing. But Shadow Fiend totally. He's got a ton of damage. A lot of it's magical. He also does have physical. Once he begins to scale, totally a fantastic nuker, I would say. I mean, he has 3 nukes, right? Well, 4 counting his ultimate, so I should hope so.
And his ultimate is literally like a nuclear bomb. Of all the spells out there, like as far as their animation goes. All right, so Invoker is considered another nuker. I think this has to do with like Meatball and Sunstrike and that type thing.
Yeah, totally.
Is this a hero you want to spend all that time on learning? I mean, or is this something you want to skip over if you're trying to look to climb?
I mean, if you want to be a mid player, everyone should have an idea how to play Invoker. He's oftentimes viable. He has a lot of tools at his disposal, so he can be a counter pick pretty often. He can also get countered, and he's also played a ton. So it's just like it's a very important piece on the Dota chessboard puzzle. And if you, I don't know why I said puzzle. Anyway, he's an important piece of the puzzle, and then also drafting is kind of like a chessboard. So if you know how Invoker functions and you have experience with Invoker firsthand, you're going to be a lot better off just in general. If you're not interested in playing mid, then whatever. I would say, like, to any Dota player, I would recommend finding a hero that you just love to death and love to, like, spam. Not to say that you should be a hero spam or whatever, but me falling in love with like Lone Druid elevated my enjoyment of Dota so much. Like I have a hero that I identify as mine, and I got really good at him. And playing some of these heroes that are a lot more intricate or whatever, like there are certain heroes that you can be like a blank player, as in like you're specialized in them, like Invoker, Lone Druid, Meepo, Storm Spirit, Tinker, Timbersaw to a degree, Ember Spirit. They're like really, really complex, weird heroes. I would say almost everyone should try to find one of those that they do really, really enjoy, and then they'll get really specialized on it and like, wow, this game is so deep. I'm so good at this hero. I didn't even know I could have this much mastery over something in my fucking life. And then you'll feel really cool and it'll be fun.
It goes all the way to like the pro level. Like I think like Dendy Pudge, Arteezy Shadow Fiend, Miracle Invoker, like to a certain degree,
And
Eternal Envy,
even on support.
Ember Spirit.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Envy Ember, holy shit, man, that thing's like first ban worthy.
And then even on support, like Febby had like QO's Rubik.
Someone that's not QO. No. FY.
FY. Thank you. FY's Rubik.
Ice
Ice is Timbersaw.
Jurax Earth Spirit, shit like that.
Yeah. Like like these really complicated heroes start to become ascribed to people,
I don't want to keep talking about crazy ass heroes, but like anyone who's super sick good on Magnus and you see their fucking clips everywhere, like there's some really cool heroes, and I put Invoker in that category of like, if you want to get really good at Invoker, fucking go for it. Like go down that rabbit hole, have a great time, but like I'm not good at Invoker.
But it is a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It is a rabbit hole.
I think like
it's not like learning Shadow Fiend. Like, can we draw that delineation that like
yes,
learning learning Shadow Fiend is going to be tough. Like last hitting with nothing,
40 damage and hitting all three raises and shit. Yeah,
it's hard. It really is, but it's not like learning like, oh god, I need to like throw an ice path. Oh god, like I need to ghost walk. Like
you're
oh
not
god,
learning
like,
an entire new method of
tornado.
casting spells. You're not learning an entire new method of casting spells, I'll say.
Yeah. Okay, so next on our nuker list is Leshrac. Would you like to just skip this?
No, Lesh is cool. He's totally a nuker.
So,
I mean, he has 4 nukes. It sounds like a nuker.
Are they nukes?
Hell yeah, dude.
I guess I don't understand Disco Pony that well.
Okay.
Let's go over Disco
okay.
Pony.
All right.
Let's go over Disco Pony.
Yeah, man.
So his Q is the lightning bolt.
It's Split Earth. You fool.
Oh, it's Split Earth. W is the lightning bolt.
No, his E.
Oh, it's his E. Oh my god. And I would be like, I can play Leshrac.
Is Benny available?
No, he's not.
Because I think he would know Leshrac's skills in the letters assigned to them.
Okay, so you got Split Earth, an extremely hard but very damaging AoE stun.
Extremely hard to hit, you mean? Or just like it's thick?
It's thick, it's hard, it has a long cast point. Yeah, that shit's hard to hit.
As you scale it up, the radius gets bigger and it gets way easier to hit.
Okay. And does a lot of damage. I have noticed that. I'm mostly
it's like a solid standard damage nuke.
Okay, I get what's going on here. Were you a Leshrac picker back in 684?
No, I actually
is
never
that what's
played
going
Lesh.
on?
But I do like him. He was one of my first loves in Dota 1 was I think like my third game I played Lesh and I got like Bloodstone and Lincoln Sphere and a Sheep Stick, and I just wanted to have enough mana regen to get my Pulse Nova to never turn off. And I got there and I was like, oh, this is unlimited power.
It does kind of feel that way. Okay, so the W is what made him the meta hero that he was in 684 because Lightning Bolt had such a range to bounce.
Right, that is E once again.
E is Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, his W is Edict. Hey, do you want to know some fun facts about Diabolic Edict?
I know it does a bunch of damage to towers, but that's it.
So Leshrac is a Magic the Gathering character from the card game Magic the Gathering. He's a Planeswalker. And one of the cards in Magic the Gathering is called Diabolic Edict. And what that card does, it's 1 black, 1 anything. So that's 2 mana, and which is an early game spell. And it is target opponent sacrifices a creature. And basically what that means is if you have a bunch of creatures, i.e. creeps, like a bunch of shitty 1/1s, you can just sacrifice your 1/1. But if your only creature is like your big strong one, then you have to sacrifice your big thing. So like the less chump targets that are available, the better it is. And Diabolic Edict is that exact same concept. The less creeps and the less like shitty units around, the more direct Diabolic Edict is going to be. Isn't that fucking cool?
How do they get away with that? Like,
I mean, it's
stealing
just,
like straight up from Magic the Gathering.
It's just a name. I mean, there's no concept. I mean, like Leshrac is just a name. It's not like this guy looks like Lesh from Magic the Gathering. Okay. I don't think it's just like he's just mentioned once or twice. And like, I mean, there's a ton of shit from Dota. Like Cloak used to be Planeswalker's Cloak, but I mean, Leshrac is just a name. It's like not even really used in MTG anymore. I think it was like a bit ago, but like it doesn't really matter. But I just think it's cool that Diabolic Edict is like the same as the Magic card, like the same kind of concept. Like the more shit that they have, the less good it is. But if they're just down to like their 1 unit, then it's like really strong. And Diabolic Edict works the same way. If there's a bunch of creeps, not that good. If there's just 1 unit, insanely good.
Huh. And just to let everybody else or everybody that's listening know, Leshrac is considered the only Nuker 3 Pusher 3 hero in Dota 2.
Oh man.
That both he is a Pusher 3 and a Nuker 3. I mean, this has to go into Edict being so good against towers, right?
Yeah, so Edict is cool because it does physical damage. And so, I mean, the way Edict works is anything within its search radius, which is essentially anyone within 500 units of you, takes a little bit of physical damage. Oh god, I'm like trying to burp, but it's not happening. Anyway, they take a little bit of physical damage. Oh, can you really? I'm like...
Let it free. Let it free.
No. It was like a half swallow, and then nothing happened. Yeah, so it does some physical damage, and it does it says 9 damage or whatever the fuck, but it does 40 explosions. Like it's a lot of explosions. I don't know how long it lasts. It doesn't actually say anywhere. But anyway, it does 40 instances of damage within 500 range of you, and that goes from 9 to 36 damage. And then, okay, it lasts 10 seconds. And then it deals an extra 40% more to towers. So that's another reason why it's good against towers. But yeah, it's one of the few spells that actually works against towers. Yeah, so Leshrac is cool in that he's a spell damage hero. Like, he's someone who does a bunch of spell damage. But in addition to that, he does have a mechanic that does help him push towers. So you don't get the issue with OD where you have Arcane Orb that just, shits down everyone's throat. And then all of a sudden you need to hit a tower and you do 110 damage.
Okay. And then, of course, we have...
I wouldn't say it's great to learn Lesh, though. He's not that fantastic. He's sometimes played as a safe laner by complexity or an off laner by complexity, but they're really the only team that actually likes him. And S4 plays him mid still, I think. But he doesn't play mid anymore.
Some stuff coming at you with him, but I understand. And then Pulse Nova is just straight up damage in an area.
Yeah,
creates waves of damaging energy around Leshrac, 1 per second. So, yeah, I guess as far as magic damage, yeah. All right, let's go on to Lina.
Okay.
Or wait, I didn't ask. So, Leshrac, don't keep him in your pocket. Don't learn him.
No.
If we're learning heroes,
if you
even
need
though
a hero to do spell damage and help you push, I think Jakiro is better than Leshrac in most circumstances. As a support.
And I think he is under our pusher list.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lina, she has 3 pretty damn good spells.
Yeah.
All really good spells. And then a really cool passive that the more spells she uses, up to 3, increases her attack speed.
And move speed.
And move speed, yes. So, but shit hero, apparently. And this is because of raindrops.
She's fine.
And that's how I feel. I think she's fine as well. Do you feel like they fixed raindrops to the point?
I don't think that... I feel like things have been balanced around raindrops at this point. Yeah, she's probably not going to solo kill, but at the same time, at her heyday, it was pretty bullshit that all she had to do was hit Q, W, R, and then she could kill literally any hero. Yeah, you're not allowed free kills on literally anyone you can ever find anymore. I'm very sorry, Sam.
Yeah. And then a Yule's Scepter, which was the ultimate bullshit, where you're I'm going to die in 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's
and you're just in the air.
And you're getting a free fucking kill on me. Bullshit.
Yeah. And all you have to do is 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, light strike array, got it, yes, dead. That's it.
Yeah, and you can do it through BKB with an axe. Fuck off.
Oh my god, yeah, serious. Okay, so keep the Syria in your pocket?
No, she, this isn't a hero that I would try to learn, so... It's important to know what role you're going for here. Lina as a support, shit. I would almost never want Lina over someone with an actual reliable stun. Lina as a support, I would almost categorize in that do-nothing hero category. Yeah, she does have a stun, but it's very, very difficult to hit, and she can't, blink stun. What you want out of one of your supports is the ability to, blink on a motherfucker and, hex him. You don't want someone who cannot do shit to a BKB. Crystal Maiden, for example. If you're against a Juggernaut or a Sven, especially a Juggernaut or Lifestealer, Crystal Maiden, and then they respond with Juggernaut or Lifestealer, you can do nothing. You can blink on them Frostbite, and they just, juggle Manta style, and then you didn't disable him. He just used Manta style. Or Crystal or he'll press Q, or you'll catch Sven and you'll frostbite him, then he fucking BKBs and he just cleaves down everyone. You need a hero that can surprise someone. You need at least one hero that's gonna do a blink stun. And Lina can blink, and then you have about a second and a half to say, okay, she's moving her hands. Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
like a light strike array.
Wait,
Oh
what is she
no!
doing over there? What is she doing?
Or like you get
I
used up
agree.
and then you just spam your BKB button and you fall down and you're BKB'd and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna TP now. And then she says, okay, bye.
And in my opinion, her last hit animation is like
It's pretty rough.
otherworldly hard, dude.
Well, that's because
She
she
just
does
like
actually.
whines, throws, and then like I don't get it. I cannot last hit with her to save my fucking
It's
life.
basically the animation of Zelda's up smash in Super Smash Brothers, if anyone has that one in their mind right now. But she does that little twirl and then like, woo!
Yeah, and then lets it go, and it's kind of hard to determine where you are in that. So, skipping over Lena, I think this is a hero that you should learn, Lion.
Yeah.
Considered a Nuker 3, and when we were going over examples of Nukers, Lion was one of the examples with Finger of Death. Lion is that hero that Proud was just talking about.
I actually have something relatively interesting to say here. So I think if you're looking for a carry, or like a core position, you probably want someone who's got some amount of damage. But maybe Nuker isn't the exact best place to look because your cores typically, you don't want them to be all magic damage. But I would say in terms of getting a support, you probably want at least one of your supports, or at least one of your offlaners, or one of your supports. I think that's fair to say, to be at least a Nuker 2. Like, I'm looking at this list, and that's a pretty decent place to be. The only thing I would say is maybe I would also add Disruptor to this list, just because his ultimate is like a bunch of damage. But I would say, like, so as a support, you're more interested in what they provide besides their damage. But like Lion does have a lot of nuke potential, right? But he doesn't provide like the body of damage. And if I had like, oh yeah, Lion's my nuker, and then if I have like Lion Dazzle, and then my offlaner is like I don't know, like Slardar or something, I end up with no damage on my team. So I would want probably like a nuker, at least a nuker 2 as my support. But I don't know. There's like such a difference between someone who does single target damage and AoE, because like Lion is not as good a nuker as Sandking, but Sandking is a nuker too. But they do totally different things.
Well, so Lion is the only Nuker 3 Disabler 3 in the game.
True.
And so I think that's where they're getting at, is Lion is kind of like Tricks of All Trade. Lion can blink and hex Sven. Blink and hex,
and you can't BKB out of that.
And you can't rage, you can't manta, you can't BKB out of any of those. So Lion is a hero that Denny started on early. I started on early. And I'm still playing and still trying to learn. I played today Lion in practice.
Yeah.
I love the hero, and I feel like, as simple as he may seem, he is infinitely hard to play. Yeah, and like has a very high skill. He has a very high skill ceiling. Like, I don't know, the bristleback lane. Like, yeah, I took all of bristleback's mana, but that didn't solve every issue. Like, now bristleback can't quill, but guess what? We still aren't killing him, and he's still getting experience.
Yeah.
And just because he can't quill now doesn't mean he's not going to become a monster later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Lion's always a good hero to learn. The worst thing that can happen is if you're playing a game and you end up with a bunch of do-nothing heroes, like let's say you have Timbersaw in the off lane, Bounty Hunter support, Shadow Fiend mid or something like that, and then your safe laner is a Juggernaut. Your team has a lot of damage, but they don't have any crowd control, and their only like heal or whatever is in their Juggernaut. Like, if your team picks a lot of heroes that are fun but they have no disable, Lion is kind of your answer to that. Lion has an AoE stun, so he does still provide you the option to like, oh, they all walked up the same, fucking stairs for no goddamn reason. Stun them in a line. There we go. We got him. And then you can get a kill off that. And also he has a long single target disable in Hex. So yeah, he's good. And he can be one of those poverty supports that just goes like Tranquil Boots, because he has his mana drain to take care of him for the most part. However, the mana cost of his abilities are so high to incentivize you to go mana boots. But if you are incredibly poverty, it's acceptable to go Tranquil Boots.
It is, and mana drain's an awesome ability for zoning. It's the only type of zoning that I know of that makes somebody like instinctively run away from you without doing any damage to them.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, "Oh God, he's taking my mana," and they just run away.
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling as Lion. But the thing is, because he has, like Proud and I have gone over, so many good things that generally the mana gets thrown to the wayside. As far as early game leveling.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Lion is Hex is a 2.5 second duration at level 1, and the mana cost goes up by 25 each time you level it up. So it is acceptable to try to strike a balance, especially if you are forced into those phase boots, or not phase boots, into the tranquils. You actually will not have enough mana for an Earth Spike, which goes up to 160 mana cost. It gains 20 mana every time you leveled up. So if you have like a 200 mana cost Hex, a 160 mana cost Earth Spike, and a 420 mana cost Finger of Death, you don't have mana for your goddamn skills. You just don't. This is not something you got.
Yeah. And there's nothing worse than like Earth Spike, and then you go to Finger of Death somebody, and it's like, nah,
Yeah.
Dude, you're 11 mana short.
You got to mana drain first, and you're like, okay,
Yeah. No. Okay, I'll mana drain this, and they get away.
And like,
so yeah,
you notice
mana
after
boost is
every
nice.
fight, Lion's like, guys, don't kill the range creep, guys, all my
Yeah.
mana, it's gone.
Keep that Shadow Fiend. Don't raise the don't raise the ball. Yeah. And also, guys, when we say mana boots, this is something that I didn't understand, so I want to clarify it. We don't mean that like hopefully that they're up so you can hit them. Mana boots give you a bigger mana pool. Like when you build mana boots, it gives you more not intelligence. It gives
Just
you more
mana.
literally mana. So that's why like I don't know. Tidehunter with Refresher, he needs mana boots, or else when he refreshes, he can't do a second Ravage. Like you need these items just for a bigger mana pool. I didn't understand that. I was like, why would I get mana boots? Like unless they're off cooldown, it's not going to give me enough for Finger of Death. Yes, it will, because your mana pool is bigger. Okay. I realized that let's get through like 2 of these. Let's get through Nuker and Disabler, and then let's just make this a 4-parter. And really give these heroes the love that they need, because I'm learning a lot as this is going along, and it's interesting to see that like the only Nuker 3 Pusher 3 is Leshrac. The only Nuker 3 Disabler 3 is Lion. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting to see.
Yeah, just for context, I made Lion level 12 right now. He has enough mana for an Earth Spike, a level 2 Hex, and a Finger of Death, only if he has a wand and is at full mana. But beyond that, you need a mana boot. Like, if you're going to cast more than all of your spells once, you need a pair of mana boots on Lion, or wand charges and to mana drain mid-fight.
So he has to have the is it +5 or +4 to all attributes from a wand?
4 on wand. Yeah, if you don't have a wand, you actually cannot cast a level 2 Hex, a full point Earth Spike, and a level 2 Finger of Death. You actually just don't have the mana for all of your spells, unless you have stat-increasing items.
Okay, so that extra 48 mana from Magic Wand gives you enough to do all 3 if you have full mana.
Yeah,
completely full mana.
If you have full mana.
Okay, so definitely a hero to learn. Definitely one that I feel like is one of the more fun supports to play out there.
I mean, Finger is an incredibly fun ability. It makes any draft. It balances out any draft. Like as soon as Lion has his issues. He's not the best zoning hero. He's very squishy. You don't want to play him against a Nyx assassin because every time that Nyx finds you, he will kill you. But it takes a draft that has, a no stun off lane, a no stun, Pudge or something like that. Pudge has a dismember, but you know what I mean. It takes a stun that doesn't have a lot of reliable disable on it. You throw a Lion in there, you got all the disable you need.
It's just kind of the glue for the team.
Yeah.
All right,
totally.
So Lion, learn him. He's the type of hero that you can jump on and do shit immediately with and be like, yeah, I'm doing shit.
Yeah,
and then 100 games in, you're like, yeah, I'm doing way more shit than I was 100 games ago.
Yeah, I feel like the skill on
he's that
Lion
type of hero.
is just like being able to find your Blink Dagger. Like the better I get on this hero, the more attainable a Blink Dagger feels.
Oh, my first time. Oh yeah, playing Lion like even a year ago from now. Getting Blink Dagger would have been like the game's ending,
A fool's
and I'm
dream.
getting a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh
Oracle.
my god,
This
his
is
you know how you have like kind of scrunchy skin on your elbow?
yeah. It's called your weenus.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to say
yeah.
that because this is a Christian podcast. We don't use language like that. Anyway, Lion's weenus on his fucked up hand is horrifying. No one look at this.
I've got to. Oh my god.
Right? Whose fucking granddad did he murder and then graft their weenus onto his elbow? This is like a satanic weenus. And it's
That's
not
where the
like charred. Like his hand, his demon hand is like charred and molten and shit. This weenus, this is homegrown. This is Lion's custom weenus.
You guys check that out when you get a chance when you're sitting at a computer.
I want to know the Valve designer who was like, you know what? I feel like this arm should have a grungy prune weenus. And Lion, and they were just like, you know what? It doesn't really make sense. I think that Lion's specific race, they have two different weenus makeups on either arm. This particular arm is a very pruny, scrungy weenus. However, on the right arm, it's a fairly pristine, tame, slightly dark purple weenus, but still, you know, you could take that weenus home to your family and say like, hello, mom, dad, this is my weenus friend, and this is his weenus. But the pruny one, like, Jesus Christ, this one was like left in a jar over like a nuclear apocalypse.
It does look pickled, doesn't it?
It looks pretty pickled. Like someone pickled Granddad's weenus and then grafted it onto Lion. Anyway, what were you talking about before I had to look at this abomination?
So learn Lion. He's a hero that can glue a team together.
Yeah, the
Next
best part
up
about
on
him
this-
is when you play him, it's actually from a bird's eye view, so you never have to look at that weenus again for the rest of your life.
But it's worth looking at. But beware. Okay, so Oracle is considered a nuker 3.
I'm gonna actually see if it's viewable.
Oh, it's viewable, dude.
No, I mean like when I'm. Oh my god, I can totally see this when I'm playing him. Holy shit! Yeah.
Now you're just gonna make it. Yeah, you're just gonna ruin it for a lot of people. Okay, Oracle.
Oh yeah.
Nuker.
There it is.
So
Jesus.
I know what Oracle does. Oracle has Fortune's End, goes ahead, roots somebody, dispels something. You can cast it on.
Is Oracle a nuker?
Allies.
What?
Yeah, Oracle's considered a nuker 3.
In
dude.
what fucking world? No. What?
In this world. Yes, Oracle's considered a nuker 3.
Hey, 2.5 second cooldown, 360 damage nuke. I mean, what could go wrong?
Is it that long? Yeah, 2.25 second. Okay,
Yeah.
2.25 second. What are they getting at here? Are they getting at the fact that
I mean, Oracle's he's
just,
got a good nuke combo.
which is what, Fortune's End into Purifying Flames, Purifying Flames, Purifying Flames, Purifying Flames? Like, is that the combo?
Yeah.
Like, you just keep casting Purifying Flames and hope they don't regen out of it? Isn't that the idea?
The Yule's combo, you, let's see, you Purifying Flames, oh no, you channel your Q full duration, and then you throw a Purifying Flames, and that causes your Fortune's End, your Q, to launch, but since your Purifying Flames happens instantly, so like they get nuked for 360, then the heal over time goes on them, but your Fortune's End immediately hits them for 180, and then you do another Purifying Flames. Sorry, what?
Does it?
Yeah, it purges the heal off of them.
So it purges the heal. Okay.
And
okay,
then you use them up, which purges the second heal you applied. So now you've done 360 twice. That's 720, 800, 900, plus 75. And then when they fall down, you have another Purifying Flames. So you have like 1,200 damage combo here.
Nuker 3, dude. Okay, I feel like there's not much to say on Oracle.
He's not a nuker. Let's move that one aside.
I feel like he's just a hero that is.
I think I got that combo right. I'm pretty sure I got it.
I think it makes sense. And you're right. The Q isn't instant.
And he gets a 1.4 base attack time, and we all know how that works.
We do know how that works. Do you want to continue talking about this hero?
No.
Is there anything else you have to say about Oracle? Should people learn Oracle?
No. He's not good right now, and he's confusing. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he's very confusing. I happened to talk to the person who designed Oracle, And
Yeah.
they were just the look, aesthetics, not like the how the hero works.
Oh.
And they were very proud of what came out. And to be honest, Oracle looks beautiful.
Yeah,
I gotta say
Oracle is one of probably the most striking character designs they have. The whole like apparatus he's got on his back, big fan.
And the whole moving ball thing, like Doctor Strange thing he has going on, is super cool. But
Yeah.
and he was bummed that people weren't playing this hero when it initially came out. But that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. He's cool shit though.
Yeah, it is cool shit. So Queen of Pain would be our next hero. This is a hero that has been so fucking iconic since I started playing Dota 2.
Yeah.
I've yet to really learn Queen of Pain. I would, if you asked me right now, like, hey, can you play Queen of Pain? I would tell you yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, in all truth.
It's fine. I'm a strong quap player. I will let you know.
I know you are. And the one thing that I'll tell you, the one thing that I absolutely hate about Quap is that her E, not her ult, is called Scream of Pain, and that her ult is called Sonic Wave.
Right.
It's so fucking confusing. Why can't we put... Can we just switch them? Can we just call Sonic Wave Scream of Pain and Scream of Pain Sonic Wave? I don't care. Can we just call it Orbs Coming Out of Me for E, and then Scream of Pain for ult? That is the one thing that I just hate about this hero.
Angry Orbs. Which I guess could be like a slur for a succubus if you wanted to like call boobs orbs. You'd be like, oh, angry orbs over here, and Quap would be like, could you stop calling me like that's rude.
So let's hear about this hero. This hero I wouldn't say is do nothing. Yeah? I don't think it's do nothing at all. I mean, this is the only hero that is Nuker 3 Escape 3 in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
According to Dota.
Okay. I honestly feel like
just
Puck is more of a nuker than Quap is. I'm sure Puck is too. I mean, if you break Puck's if you break Puck's leash, then Puck is a nuker 3. But I mean, Quap's ulti goes through BKBs. So that's got to count for something, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sure.
So Quap has dagger, slows, does damage. I look at it more as an early game thing. Her Q.
Yeah, it's not very good, and it's mostly just for the slow early game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better later on, like the Quap nuke combo. This is actually one of like the coolest things that I ever saw in Dota when I was still relatively bad. I mean, I'm still relatively bad. When I was more relatively bad, this dude was explaining Queen of Pain like super in depth, and he was going over her like quote unquote combos, and I was like, I mean, you just cast spells and then they die. Like, what is it? But he was like, no, blink, auto attack, Q, auto attack, scream, auto attack, Sonic Wave, auto attack, and that's like showed me how that whole combo happened at almost the exact same time, just casting the spells and throwing an auto attack in between them, and it made the damage go up by like 50%. And it was just like, it was really cool to see that you could really optimize like that. And he like fucked up the execution on it. It looked super hard because you just had to be like super perfect execution the whole way through. But if you do like layer your spells that well with like auto attacks between each one, because there's like cast time and cooldown and also time in between your auto attacks. Like you can throw an auto attack and then it has a backswing of however long. Like your attack launches maybe, I don't know, halfway into your total animation time between your like auto attack and then the next one coming out. So you cast spells in between them and then you get more damage out, so on and so forth. But yeah, like Quap has really high execution, or really high execution ceiling. And her spells are cool. Anyway, I like Quap. She's really good. She's not actually. She sucks, but I like her a lot.
Unfortunately, she does suck right now, but Quap is one of those heroes that is not going anywhere. Will come back. We will see more of. Yeah. And there's nothing better than lining up somebody for a Scream of Pain, and that Scream goes way further than the animation makes it seem.
Sonic Wave.
Sonic Wave. See that?
Yep. Right? No, I'm on your team.
The only thing that needs to get... I want to write a letter and, like, stamp it with wax. Like, you know what I mean? And put, like, my Roland seal on it and send it to Valve headquarters.
Right,
and be like,
your crest.
Really only one complaint with your game. Can we just make it... Can we just call her ult Scream? Just Scream. I don't care what. Just put Scream in it.
Yeah, well, that would be very official, but actually what you need is a front page Reddit thread, and then the change will happen.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that Reddit is what has Dota's ear. Literally, dude, like the King of Gondor, and then Reddit is like that old, like, reports back to sorry, yeah,
Wormtongue. Like, there we go. Wormtongue is the name we're looking for.
Thank you. Yeah, Reddit is Wormtongue. And,
yeah, you know what?
Dota
I think if that someone is named Wormtongue, don't put them on your council. I feel like that's like they must have. Like, no one was born into the family Wormtongue and was like, I'm fine. Like, no, chill dude. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm a Wormtongue. I don't know. It just kind of happened. It's not me, though. That's not me. It's just a name.
Okay, so learn Queen of Pain. Don't learn Queen of Pain. Wait to learn
I'm sure
Queen
he
of
didn't
Pain.
tell the king that his name was Wormtongue, but anyway.
No,
sure, that was
like
it's probably like a title that, you know, Saruman gave him or whatever the fuck. Anyway, I'm just in this hypothetical world where someone can't fact check me.
Proud, you wouldn't take an old man's walking stick, would you?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Remember that scene? I love that scene in the movie when they go to take Gandalf's staff.
Yeah. I was like,
you wouldn't take an old man's walking stick?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, Gandalf. Get him with magic, Gandalf. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so learn Quap, don't learn Quap. What?
I mean, she's probably a good mid hero to have, especially if you're like if you're often tilted, you want a lane dominator, and you don't want to die mid. Quap is a pretty good hero. She's back in the day, what you wanted out of a mid hero was someone who could get to the rune to refill their bottle. And you would want someone who can escape in case they are ganked, or be durable, so it doesn't matter if they're ganked. So like the classic mids are Queen of Pain, or at least the TI3 classic mids: Queen of Pain, Chaos Knight, Puck, Dragon Knight, because they can. Well, Dragon Knight not so much. Dragon Knight's just like this tank, but Queen of Pain and Puck are like the most classic because they can get away from almost any gank, and if they know where the rune is at, they will have it, you know, with a blink or an orb or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I mean, there's still times when those are good. Queen of Pain, total lane dominator, does provide some going through BKB damage. She's actually great against Huskar, I find, because Huskar is just sitting on low health. Even if he BKBs, whatever the fuck he's doing, however much magic resist he's got, Sonic Wave, gonna deal 300, 400, 500 damage straight through everything that he's got. So yeah, Queen of Pain is a pretty solid counter pick if you're just looking to like have a big, huge body of damage and also guarantee you've got a solid lane that you're not just going to get killed a bunch.
For sure. Okay, next up, Skywrath Mage. When I first started playing Dota, a mid, then went away for a long time and now has kind of resurfaced as like a 4 position, 5 position.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a mid when you started playing, gonna be honest with you. Some people may have played a mid. But no, I guess
it seemed like he was a mid. It seemed like he was.
People
was going
really
mid.
wanted him to be a mid. Dendy played at mid once or twice, but on the whole, not a mid.
Okay,
anyway.
And it makes sense. He is just a flying, like he is a chicken. Like he literally is a. Yeah, you did, and it was good. Yeah, he is just a chicken. Can't really take any damage, but the way. When I close my eyes and I think of Skywrath Mage, I think of myself as just like naked, like you know those dreams where you're naked, and the Skywrath Mage is just chasing me, throwing spells at me, and I can't get away from him. Like that is what I see when I picture, like close my eyes and picture Skywrath.
Yeah.
Like
I'm normally doing different things in my dream when I'm naked, but that's fine.
But I'm serious. Like this
I
hero
run away
sucks
from
to go
OD
up against
when I'm naked. It's mostly OD.
Yeah. OD, where it's like, come here, I will astral imprison.
Yeah, that's the worst, is because like he's chasing me, and then I'm like, oh god, don't catch me, and then like I get astraled, and like the anticipation's building. I'm like, this isn't gonna last long. Gotta make my with my gods now. But they can't hear me because I'm in the nether realms, and it's like, oh god, I wish I could speak to my gods right now, but I can't. You know that feeling? Like,
you're on a different plane of existence.
If only I was on the right plane of existence to shout to fucking Asgard, but I'm not.
Your gods don't exist here, my friend.
No, yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's rough.
Skywrath, what's the consensus on this? Do you feel like he's back? Do you feel like he's niche, whatever?
He's Nightshade, as I say. He's a big Nightshade hero. Yeah, Nietzsche. Nihilism. Nietzsche.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna be like, wow, we're gonna go over the readings of Nietzsche.
Yeah, Nietzsche. Yeah, so Skywrath does two things. One, he provides a really good single target silence that is good against heroes that don't want to be building Lincoln Sphere early on, or BKB or Manta or whatever the fuck. So a hero like Yeah, I mean,
That's
Slark can get away from it a little bit because I mean he can, if he has,
run.
if he has his thing going, if he presses Q before you do it, then it's nothing. But like, Timbersaw really doesn't want to build Yules first. He wants to just rush
Ember
that
Spirit.
Bloodstone. Yeah, Ember Spirit doesn't want to go Yules first. Lifestealer actually, like Skywrath is actually great against Lifestealer because you can just silence him
that
and then
makes
he
sense.
can't rage. Like magic damage sucks against Lifestealer because he'll just rage, but like, what if he can't? And he dies. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So and then also he does. He is one of the best people to harass someone out of lane with magic damage. So heroes like Timbersaw can survive any amount of physical damage harassed out of lane if it's coming from small sources. Magic damage though, he has no ability to defend against that at all. So not only are you forcing him to not go Bloodstone, but you're gonna be able to zone him basically by yourself. Axe also, ton of physical defense, spins when you hit them. Skywrath Mage doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna Q him down. Axe has to say fucking goodbye. And it's from a very long range too. So any of these offlaners that like want to get all up in your shit and trade hits with you and come out ahead, you play Skywrath Mage and you say, I'm not going to trade shit. I'm going to spend my mana and you're going to take damage and you're going to chase me and I have 310 move speed. I'm going to walk away and then I'm going to throw more goddamn spells at you as you cry. That's what Skywrath is great for.
Yeah. Is this a hero? So this was Denny's, like, Denny played Sniper in the tutorial. This is back when Sniper was in the tutorial. I don't know if he
Classic.
still is. Denny was like, I'm just going to play Sniper. That didn't last long. He went on to Skywrath and played, like, hundreds of Skywrath Mage games. Is this a hero that you would suggest learning?
I would say so. I played a Skywrath game myself a while ago, and I was very well commended. They were like, wow, Skywrath, what a strong player or whatever. There's actually a picture on my Twitter that's like, I did well, and then someone was like, Proud always does well in the games I see him. I'm like, wow. And that isn't me jerking off, because I don't play Skywrath Mage. I'm not good at Skywrath. I'm not good at Skywrath. Skywrath just makes you look like you're really fucking good if it's a good game for it. Like, if you're against Timbersaw or Axe, that's normally when I would pick him. Both the games that I played Skywrath most recently and did super well was against a Timbersaw, and it would just be shit like, oh, he's gonna Timber Chain away, silence him, slow him up, and then I just drop my ulti on him, and, I just killed, like, a 14-0 Timbersaw because he has no answer to getting silenced and dealt a shit ton of magic damage. So it's all about identifying the counters. Yes, Skywrath has a ton of nuke damage, and just nuking as a concept is a fairly nebulous term. No one really just does a ton of damage and then it just happens and that's the end of the story. It's always couched under some kind of expectations or some kind of situation that needs to be done in. Like Skywrath does a ton of damage to someone who is standing still. So if you have something like Legion Commander Duel, faces Void Ultimate, faces Void Chronosphere, whatever the fuck, Clockwork Cogs, if you have something to hold someone down, your ult is always going to get a lot off. Also, your Qs are like, they're just like little orbs that like keep flying through space and eventually hitting their target. It's a very low cooldown. So like you want to be alive for a pretty long time and you want to face people who are like not used to taking a ton of damage that is going to be magic. So like Timbersaw wants to like get in there, do a shit ton of bursts and like get out, kill someone and then like survive or whatever. But Skywrath is just going to keep doing magic damage to him the whole way through and stay pretty far away, silence him and all that kind of shit. So like I'd say mostly Skywrath is a good counter. I wouldn't want to play Skywrath against say like Juggernaut, because I silence him up, then he Manta styles, whereas Lifestealer and then he spins and I don't do anything, whereas Lifestealer I silence him and then he can't rage, he doesn't build Manta style, he just gets killed. Two similar heroes, both have built-in magic immunity. However, Skywrath like hard counters Lifestealer, doesn't do shit to Juggernaut as soon as he gets a Manta style. So like there's a lot of different ways to react to a Skywrath Mage. Like he's a great counter pick, but anyone who builds a Manta style, anyone who builds a Force Staff or whatever, they're gonna be able to Force Staff out of all of your shit immediately. Anyone who goes BKB, they can just use their items to break your silence when you silence them. So that's how I'd view Skywrath. Definitely a very good specific counter pick, but don't just pick him.
Yeah, he's not first pickable.
He's not Lion.
Like Lion.
Lion can blink and disable fucking anyone and then kill them with Finger of Death.
Yeah.
Skywrath cannot do that.
So Skywrath would be more like, oh shit, my team just picked 4 cores and there isn't Manta heroes I'm gonna pick Skywrath because
Yeah. Well, if your team picked a bunch of cores
and Timber.
and you also have a good amount of disable on your team, like let's say one of them is like Sven or something. Someone has a stun. Maybe one of your cores is Centaur, a offlane Sloradar, mid Ember Spirit or some shit like that. Ember Spirit's disabled. It's like okay. But yeah, if it's something like that, and then they also, and you don't have another support, but they have someone who's ridiculously hard to zone. Like they pick Slardar or I guess Slardar's not that hard to zone. But yeah, they just pick like Timbersaw or Axe.
Timbersaw is hard.
And you're like, we have a Spectre, and they have a Timbersaw. The only way I'm stopping this shit is if I pick Skywrath Mage. The other option for really good zoning support is like Silencer, but I mean Sky and Silencer are both like super good zoners. I would probably say Sky's a little better though.
So keep it in your back pocket, I guess, with Skywrath. Maybe don't delve deep, but he's a hero that's pretty easy to understand, but I will say is very hard to execute. I recently had a game with him that was like the worst game of Dota I've ever played. Okay, next up would be Techies. He's considered a nuker. Don't max Suicide Blast Off.
It's Suicide.
So how do you view Techies? I mean, you see him from time to time in your pubs, I'm sure. What's your take on new Techies?
Fuck 'em.
Mine's doing less. Is this something that, like, if I were to hand you a piece of paper to petition for him to be removed from the game, you would sign?
Yeah, immediately.
Okay. What is it? Just because he's just so out of the
he just
realm
makes the game
of
not fun.
Normal shit. It's okay. It's funny. We saw it. I can't remember who said this, but it was like an outside observer that said, "Oh, Audrey, my wife." She said, "Oh, Techie seems like it makes the game not fun," and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what Techies does. Techies is only fun for the Techies player."
Yeah.
Which, I mean, look at what Techies causes. Techies causes 60-minute plus games.
Like he just causes
almost
mental duress.
10 out of 10
Every
times.
step that I take is fear.
Yeah, and you're worried about walking. I mean, I guess there would be a case to like
where my supports are already miserable. If my core dies randomly, like that's the game. It's just fucking stupid.
And I will say I've won games where like a Terrablade's pushing mid, and he's like, "Oh God, I got everybody."
It's always a Terrorblade. It is always a Terrorblade.
Yeah. It's literally always a Terrorblade. And then I just blow like 7 Ags green mines, and he just dies. And then it's like
I had a vision
the game
in my
goes
head
on 15 minutes longer
of something like that happening, and it was a Terrorblade. And then I was thinking back to like what game was I talking about, and then I just had like a panorama of like. A dire mid-racks getting pushed and a Terrorblade getting fucking like blown up, a fucking Radiant top lane. Like just name a lane and I have seen a Terrorblade as the last survivor about to end the game and then get blown up in every single lane on every single faction. Like I've seen it all. I've Terrorblades and Techies are like the star-crossed lovers of Dota 2, only they hate each other.
Yeah. And it's not like I mean, yeah, it just makes the game last another 10 minutes. And then Terrorblade runs down mid again, and then the game lasts another 10 minutes.
They're not fun 10 minutes. They're just anxiety 10 minutes.
And not even, like, sometimes you just know you're going to lose as a Techies, but you're like, fuck them. Like, I'm just going to keep putting bombs here. I know we lose, but I'm going to keep putting bombs here.
And then, like, when you do lose with the Techies, it's like, for the stupidest reasons, like, oh, we've had an exposed Drax for 10 minutes, but Techies didn't mine it at all, so they just get that Rax for free.
He's still mining it their well. Why is he doing? They're not their well.
Their shrine or whatever. Yeah, their shrine has a bunch of bombs, but they like it's like the bottom shrine, and they just took Roche and pushed our top Rax that's been exposed for 10 minutes, and all we have is like one remote mine behind the tower, and now they get a Rax for free, and it's like, well. Okay, we lose now. Thank you, Techies. It's so, like, non-interactive. It's just like, did my Techies mine well? If yes, I win. If not, I lose. It's kind of like I hate having Pudge on my team, because, like, if my Pudge hits hooks, I win. If he doesn't, I lose. But with Techies, it's like, also, the game takes 30 more minutes, and it's going to be a full team wipe, not just one pick-off.
Yeah, and at least Pudge can, like, blink in and rot and slow, or, like, he can become, like, super tanky if he gets enough Flesh Heap, or he can dismember somebody who is, like, BKB'd. Like, Pudge actually has some, like, other things other than
there's some skill to hitting a hook. The only skill I've noticed on Techies is whether or not they're coherent enough to watch when people walk over their bombs as I spam ping them, which is rarely.
Yeah, and they made it even easier with this like R button that is like detonate in a 1,000,000 mile radius, and
Yeah,
it's like
and it's always way too
and
much. Oh my god. I actually
yeah,
played, there's this dude Bones Blood, who I play with a decent amount, not like on purpose, but just we're at the same MMR, and he's like in very high on the Dota buff. I think he's like top 20 or whatever, techies. And I see him play a lot, and he's a really good techies. And I ban whenever he's against me or whatever, but like I just don't see him lose. It's just when techies isn't played here, when he's not playing techies, he loses. When he is playing techies, he wins. And it's like, fuck you.
and I mean we see Gothier do this as well. They get really good at like the mind gamey thing, the suicide-y thing, knowing good mind spots as well with the Q. Although Techie's got a huge nerf. I wonder if that's still the case. Like
He's still got like
his
over
red
50% win rate,
Oh, does he?
which is absurd
Okay,
for a hero like techies.
yeah.
Like
Techie's
at Lone Druid's peak of bullshit, Druid didn't even have a 50% win rate.
and yet I still thought he was the most annoying thing on earth.
Hey, you weren't wrong.
I'll tell you that much. Because he wasn't even Lone Druid. Like
Yep.
he was just
But hey,
a guy with a bear.
No one gets
That's all he
rabid
was.
anymore, so everything's fair.
Yeah. Anyway,
this
yeah. Okay. So
Anyway.
Techies, yeah.
Don't
we'll
learn
go
him,
ahead and
fuck
sign-
you.
Don't learn him. All right, Tinker. This is a hero that I've actually wanted to add to my repertoire.
Yeah, you
He's
and
a
everyone
nuker.
else.
Just because I'm getting wrecked by this fool, dude. I hate late game Tinker where he can rearm so fast that he can keep you perpetually hexed.
Yeah.
With his Scythe of Ice. That's bullshit. It feels like there should be something going on there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I hate
well,
that.
Do you remember? Did you play when if you used E-Blade on someone, it would also Ethereal Blade yourself?
No.
Okay,
I
well,
don't.
the way E-Blade used to work is it would Ghost Scepter you and E-Blade the person that you hit every time you used E-Blade. So Tinker would go dig on E-Blade, and he would be perpetually ethereal and incapable of being right-clicked because he would just be ethereal every time he nuked someone. So at least we're not dealing with that shit anymore.
Oh my god, dude. And like
Yeah,
what
fuck
I've
this hero.
recently been doing with Tinker is like, okay, wait in the woods, and you just watch the enemy creep wave. And then you see that he's TPing in, and you jump, but he blinks faster than you, and you're like, damn, we'll
Yeah.
get him next time, guys.
That Tinker
and
ward.
it's just, God, and those Tinker wards, I've noticed those, there are 8 total Tinker ward spots now, which are really cool, 4 for each side. And yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, just play
that's
Juggernaut
basically
against
it.
him. Juggernaut and Lifestealer.
I will say that I won a game because of Tinker Wards, and it wasn't me. It wasn't me that thought of the Tinker Wards. It was this. I was streaming, and the stream was like, "Dude, you need to put Tinker Wards up." And I was like, "You can't put wards up anymore," because they made it like super specific locations where you can ward now, on those like on like the
little
very
eyes.
right side, very left side.
Yeah.
Of the map. Yeah. So the Tinker Wards, so long as you can find him in the trees, and your Sven can stun him or something like that.
Yeah, someone with
it's
a
super
blink,
good.
clock hook shot, whatever.
Or like a Venge swap was the case.
Oh,
on
yeah,
this one,
that'll
which
do
is
it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Tinker, worth your time?
He's one of those heroes like Invoker. If you want to be a Tinker player, you can be a Tinker player, but it's worth noting that Tinker is always really good when they're on the enemy team, and they're always really shit on your team. So take it with a grain of salt. If you want to devote yourself to Tinker, devote yourself to Tinker. If you don't play Tinker. It's so easy to just have a really fucking bad Tinker on your team. It's so easy, and that's like the most game losing shit ever. Or at least I was. I haven't played in a while, but I was a really good Tinker for, I mean, as good as I could be at a hero for the time that I was playing it. At least I was good at Tinker compared to my other shit. But I just was like playing with some guys who just weren't very good, and it was really hard to solo carry a game as Tinker. Like I could kill everybody in the fucking world, couldn't push a goddamn tower worth shit. So that's,
you can push a wave. You
yeah,
can push
you can push
every
a wave.
wave.
You can't push a tower. Yeah, this guy, he's listed as like pusher 2 or some shit on this, and I'm like, what part of this hero has ever pushed a goddamn tower in his life? It's more like wave clear. Anyway. Yeah, so he's got his issues. I mean, Tinker's an okay hero to learn, but I would only learn him if you're like completely taken with the concept.
Yeah. And I remember my first game where we got beat by a Tinker, and we were like, no, that's not fair. Like, that guy was cheating. Because a really well-oiled Tinker, which really that's all you need to do is just get a bunch of oil and dump it into your keyboard, because that's all Tinker is just pressing buttons.
It's a big oil
in the
dump
right order
kind of situation.
Yeah. Like, and it doesn't seem fair. Like, it doesn't. But there are ways to stop it, of course.
Yeah.
And
Tinker, he's a lot like Puck. Like, you know how Puck is totally unkillable, and then you're like, wait a sec, they're out of shit for 4 seconds, and then they just fold and die immediately. Like, Tinker's the same way. The second you catch them with their pants down, like they're doing their full combo, and they're like, wait, I need to wait 2 seconds for my blink dagger, and then they just
hold here.
Yeah, and they're just like, "There's there, get him!" And then they just whoop, they're fucking dead.
Dude, it's like whack-a-mole, dude, or like it's just like a mole. Like you just sit there and wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then he comes and you fucking get him.
Yeah.
Like that. Like he's like an annoying fly. Like you try and kill a fly all day, but if you wait, and you fucking get the fly. Yeah, you'll get the fly.
And there's certain counters and stuff, like Storm is incredibly good against Tinker, and Storm is actually a playable hero, so anytime you see a Tinker, just pick Storm and fucking kill him.
Well, what, Electric Vortex and Storm builds Orchid?
No, it's just the fact that you can, like, wherever he TPs, you can ball lightning and you will find him.
Yeah, that's
like, if he blinks into trees, you just whoop, and you zoom in there. Same with Clockwork, like, wherever he is, throw a hook shot, and wherever he is within the path, you'll get him.
That's true, and you can kind of you always kind of know where Tinker is in the trees.
It's just like
just based on his march. It's just you can't get him. It's just he's in there.
But
he's
Storm,
in the fucking trees.
It breaks trees. It has sight when you do it, and then you can just vortex him and Orchid him, and he's fucking dead.
That's a good point. Okay, so last for the show, last for the Nukers. I've realized that this is actually a deep ass concept. We are over an hour and 15 minutes in.
Wow, we've never done that before.
No, we haven't done that before, but I like this, and this is actually super informative. So I want to go over this and
yeah, it was one of the first coaching sessions I did. I actually just talked, like, the person had me list out, like, I just went through literally every hero and just gave like a 30-second summary of like what to expect from them. It was like helping them like actually get a sense of what all the heroes in Dota did, and like what you should be trying to do with them. And it was like, I was like, that was actually pretty fucking good content. Like, having a 30-second explanation of every hero, and like, this is what the hero is, this is what they do, this is what they're good against, this is what beats them. Like, that's good fucking shit. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're just doing it in a principled sense,
dude.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
If Dota 2 came out today, and there was no such thing, if Dota came out today and there's no such thing as Dota All-Stars or anything, having the knowledge that you have would be like, you know, crazy. Like, every team would want to hire you.
Yeah, man, if I could only, this has been always, like, if I had a time machine, I would just, like, go back 10 years and just be, like, really good at, like, one game. Just because I'd have, like...
Yeah, it's a legacy game. That's all you need to be good at is one game.
Yeah. All I do. The only way I'm ever going to be a competitive Dota player is I just go back in time with my baseline knowledge.
I could see you being an analyst. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think you'll be a pro.
Yeah, no, I suck, dude. I'm like a really shitty mechanical player. Like, my mechanics are garbage.
You don't suck. Like, you are like...
I have really shit mechanics for where they should be. Like, I don't think I'm really fucking good at Dota. Like, I think I know how to talk about it, and I think I understand a lot about it, and I think I know how to innovate decently. But, like, my play is not great.
I think it just comes down to, like, you are the best guy at our old man bowling club. You know what I mean? Like, you're hitting strikes all the time, but you're not at the bowling league championships. You know what I mean? Like, you're the best guy we know at our local town that plays. That bowls.
You know how to make a girl feel special, so thank you for that one.
But like, hey, those professional bowlers.
I'm 24.
I'm older than you.
How old are you? You're like 13. No, that would be younger than me. No, you're like 26, 27?
I'm 25. I'm 25.
Holy shit. Wow, you're like only a year older than me. What the fuck?
Only a year older than I turned 26 in September.
Yeah, you're like a year older than me. What the shit?
Yeah. Yeah. What, you thought I was way older than you?
Yeah,
Now I feel like a fucking old man.
Yeah, I thought you were like a lot older than me. I thought you were like 28.
No. I remember when you and Ursi were talking about all your young guy stuff, and I was like, I'm an old man. Because Ursi's like...
Well, I just got my like 17 now. No, he's like 18.
No, yeah.
He's
First
18
time I
in
met
June, I
Ursi,
think. I think he's 18 in June.
I think I bought Ursi booze when I shouldn't have. I don't think he was old enough.
No, he. Oh my
Uh,
God. Okay. That would actually make him like rage. Yeah, he's definitely he's been old. He's like 22. Last year he was old enough to drink.
no, but the first time I met him at ESL One New York, I don't think he was
No,
21 yet.
he. Oh, maybe not. No, he
And
probably
I
was. Look,
bought him
he's
a
just gonna
drink.
get mad if he was, and we say he was. Like, if he was old enough and we're saying he wasn't, he will be mad. If he wasn't and we say he was, he'll be happy. And I just want my boyfriend to be happy, okay?
Okay, Zeus is our last hero. This is a hero that is like to the definition nuker. This is a hero that if you go to the scoreboard and look at damage dealt, even if you did poorly, you probably did the most damage in the game.
Yeah.
That's because you're spreading your damage very evenly,
It's just
which is
a
why
lot.
you don't want. Yeah. So what are some things that we should note about Zeus?
Zeus is I wouldn't call him a gimmick hero so much as a one-note hero. He's kind of like Timbersaw in that he just does one thing really, really fucking well. Timbersaw just does AoE, not necessarily magic damage, but damage that is blocked by magic immunity. So like BKB means you won't take Timbersaw damage, but some of his damage is pure. And Zeus is fairly similar. He's just a ton of spell damage that is blocked by BKB, only from like range and from the mid roll. So if you need a team to like do some magic damage, or you think magic damage is really good, like let's say you're against a Timbersaw, someone with a lot of built-in armor, a Dragon Knight, like let's say they have off Timbersaw, mid Dragon Knight, and then like a safe lane Sven or something like this. They have a ton of armor across all their boys, and then you pick a Zeus because he goes straight through that fucking magic, or that goes straight through armor because he's just a ton of magic damage. So he's like very heavily budgeted in that one area, and so if you can utilize that area without hitting like gross diminishing returns or be unpunished for such a heavy investment in that one area, you'll come out ahead. Most things in Dota are pretty well balanced, but they almost all have weaknesses. So kind of like the key to a good pick is that is a pick that is very specialized, but none of its weaknesses are punished. So say Ember Spirit, incredibly mobile, but needs to not be silenced to do them. If they don't have a lot of ways to silence or stun you, you'll get all of the upside, none of the downside. Morphling can like change around his stats while he's being stunned. So if you are against a team that only has stuns, Morphling's great. But if you're against a team that has silences, you are not avoiding his weakness. But like the fact that he can change stuff while stunned is like overpowered as shit. The weakness is he can't do it while silenced. So, I mean, you get what I mean. If you avoid a hero's weaknesses, they're obviously going to be better. But the key is that almost every hero is ultra specialized in one particular way. And the key to them being a good pick is identifying how they're specialized and what the exact situation is that that optimizes that. So like Zeus, hyper specialized and only doing magic damage. Okay, what do you want to get? What do you want to pick that against? If they don't have a good pipe builder, and if they have guys that are really good against physical damage, because a hero that's really resistant to physical, probably not really resistant to magical.
You wouldn't call Zeus a do nothing?
Oh no, he totally is. But I mean,
Okay.
yeah, no, he
But yeah,
definitely,
I see where you're getting.
he's definitely
Because
doing
I'm
nothing,
just
but he's hyper specialized in doing damage. So like for the mid roll, really all you really want out of the mid roll is a bunch of damage for the most part. If they give you other things, that's like fucking great. But Zeus is just hyper special. Like he does so much damage. Like I don't give a fuck that he doesn't have any crowd control, because the best crowd control is killing motherfuckers, which is something that your mid laner can say. That is not something that your support can say. Lion cannot say, I don't need Hex, I'm just gonna kill him. Like, no, you're not going to kill them. You are not going to do that. You need to Hex them. Zeus can say that, though. Zeus has freedom to say as many murderous things as he desires.
Oh, dude. And Zeus is the ultimate kill stealer, if there's such a thing. But
Sure.
if you want to play Zeus and you've never killed anybody in Dota 2, which it took me a good like week or so of playing Dota 2 when I first started to like kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like it took a while. So like
You gotta
if
build
you
up
want to
murder.
kill people, go ahead and pick Zeus and you'll get kills. So if you're very new and you're listening, pick Zeus, get some kills, have some fun. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. You can find us at Defense of
Wait,
the
I want
Patience.
to talk about the other 3-dot nuker that isn't on this list. Sandking. Sandking's the best nuker in the game. He has a nuke that does a bunch of damage, Epicenter.
And Caustic Finale. What
Yeah.
nuker is he? He's a nuker 2. He's not a nuker 3.
Yeah, they
Okay.
forgot that Caustic is absurd and that Epicenter is like the highest damage skill in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets,
you're
he
right.
gets
And
10
Sandking is, like, the
pulses.
best.
He gets 10 pulses on Epicenter. It's 110 damage per pulse. That isn't a
Yeah, that's
an
only
1,100.
1,100.
That's a lot of
But
damage.
the thing is, 25% of each pulse is blocked, and
yeah,
he
same
really
thing for Zeus.
he didn't make the cut. He didn't make the cut, dude. Sorry, but Oracle did. Oracle's a nuker.
Yeah,
but
how is
no.
Oracle nuker 3 and Sandking sitting there like fucking explode timer damage on Caustic Finale, 110, the explode death damage, 200. Like, this is a one right click that turns into 330 fucking damage on a right click.
Sandking, I feel like is just a hero you can just pick no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't give. Yeah, I mean, not
Like,
as a
just-
5, but yeah, pick him as a 4, pick him as a 3. I don't give a shit. Pick that fucking boy.
Just pick the hero
Pick
and you'll find a
that
spot
boy.
for him. Yeah, he's a fucking
He's
good
pretty
hero.
greedy though, honestly. But yeah, I mean, Sanking's great.
He's especially good in offlane versus like anti-mage
Versus
or
melee.
jug or like any melee. Yeah, like he's so much fun to just.
I don't think he's good.
especially
I
in
actually
low
don't think he's
levels.
good against either of those heroes. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, against Jug,
Well, I
like
got
as soon as he
I got
sets up,
spin.
I'm like, oh, he's gonna burst strike me, and I like press Q and I just chase him, and he's like, ah. And then against Anti-Mage, he like I like get a couple assets and I just like blink away, and he's like, but I wanted to kill you.
So when I first noticed how good Caustic Finale was in a lower tier game, and the anti-mage was just last hitting like an anti-mage would last hit, and he's like, Sandking's not attacking me, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
And then he's just like, wait, what is happening? And like things are just blowing up around him, and he's like, this doesn't. I'm like dying, and then like I killed him a bunch of times. And It
Yeah.
was really fun, and so now I
There
have
was a
this
game I played
confirmation.
with you where you were Sandking against against an anti-mage, and you like kept trading your life for his, and you keep dying. We're like, and you're like, it's cool, I got him. And then 3 seconds later, you'd be like, blah, anti-mage died too, and you'd be like, yeah. Was that the game,
Yeah.
or was that a different game?
That may have been the game, but maybe that was the game, but that was definitely a higher MMR because I was playing with
Yeah.
you and Scrunk,
Yeah,
in
I
that
think so.
game.
Yeah.
and so it was like
I just imagine that situation like.
higher MMR.
You keep right clicking these creeps, and then like Anti-Mage is talking to his creeps. He's like, looks like the lane's going well, guys. And they just like mumble back to him, and he keeps last hitting. He's like, something seems off. And he like taps one of them on the shoulder, and he notices like some like fucking secretion like follows his hand, like some alien shit where they touch the walls,
Yeah.
and then they pull their
He
hand
looks
out, and
at
they're
him
like, oh, what is this? And then like one of them turns around, and he's just like his eye is falling out, and you can see there's like foaming at the mouth. Anti-Mage is like, oh no, and then they all just like explode, and he's like, I should have cared more about you. I should have
Dude,
asked.
that's a great animation. We would win a film contest with that idea, and then it just says First Blood, and then Sandking, where Anti-Mage just like, hey creeps, and they're like,
Yeah, you just like
and they're coughing.
shoots the Sandking. You just see his eyes, and he just like fucking. You know that like anytime you have like some Shaolin monks and they're trying to control some like ancient evil or whatever, and they like dodge behind him and like just like poke him in a couple spots, like, oh, get those chakra points or whatever the shit, and then like they keep poking him and they block the fucking like chi pathways or whatever the fuck, and then eventually they fall down. Like that's what Sandking does. He, like runs over, just like pokes a creep, and then he fucking runs over. He's like, oh, poke that creep, and then they all pop all of a sudden. Then he's just like fucking Shaolin.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, and that image is never gonna leave my mind. Where Anti-Mage, where it's like, "Bee!" and Anti-Mage is looking at the creep, and it's like, help me,
Yeah,
and then it just
He just like walks
blows
around.
up.
He's like, what happened here? Then they all
Somebody's
just
gonna
fall.
steal that idea. And if you do steal that idea, good for you. At least you got you got a
bless
good
up.
idea out of us. Anyway, defenseofthepatients.com, defenseofthepatients@gmail.com if you feel like we're not wrong or somebody should be added to the nuker list, because we are going to be going over all 8 of them. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. Nuker happened to be like the longest one.
There's 7.
The most heroes were under Nuker. There's 7.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7. So we're gonna go over those, and however long it takes us to go over those.
You know what I've
And
noticed?
then I also want.
If you look at complexity, they actually
I did
very
notice.
rarely pick complexity heroes.
Complexity very rarely picks complexity heroes.
Yeah. It seems weird that they would add this entire category and it's like not at all congruent with what they play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I don't think they play Meepo. Like, it just seems weird.
That's
You
that's
think it would be
hilarious.
like for the TI winner that they would have that category, but I don't know. It's like a bias thing, I guess.
Oh my god. Okay, I see. My problem is I do get your humor. I just don't know how to respond.
There's
like,
really no point to any of the things that I just said. I just like saw the word complexity and I was like, there's another Dota thing called complexity, and I just gotta fill time right now. Yeah.
No, we don't have to fill time. We're closing the show.
Would you let me please do my show?
Twitch.tv/.ptv. I'm streaming every single day. You've got Wednesday in houses. You've got Sunday team. You've got Proud streaming sometimes, but he's been coaching a bunch of people. Of course, if you want to be coached by Proud, don't message me on Discord, which is discord.gg/.p. Message Proud. Like, I get messages for Proud all the time. I'm sorry, but I'm not your personal assistant, Proud.
Are you not my booking agent?
Okay. No, I'm not your booking agent, but I am giving you a big shout out.
Okay.
He is a great coach and is definitely somebody worth going to if you want to get better at Dota. Also, youtube.com/.ptv1. You can find all of Ursi's replay reviews. I think we can find some coaching sessions, maybe not. And also you can find all of our counter-attack games that Denny and I play, where it's usually me yelling at Denny or Denny yelling at me or some sort of passive-aggressive bullshit going on there.
Yeah, you guys are pretty angry at each other all the time, I find.
Because he fucking bothers me. That's why, dude. And I don't need to go any further into it. It's just because he's bad. You're right. He's competent, but he's bad. And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah,
and I'm incompetent. So, of course, I'm going to be mad at somebody who's competent and bad because I'm incompetent. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes total sense.
Yeah, I like you guys just, like, shit around together.
Yeah.
I miss that show. I should bring that one back.
Yeah, the where we just... Where he'd be like, no, sir, I can prove it right now. I'm going to Google it, sir. And I'd be like, shut up, you fucking Denny. Yeah, I kind of miss it, too. Because, honestly, that show was like, 1, 2, 3, record, go, let's... Blah, and stop. That's a wrap. Like, that's what that show took.
I just am afraid that, like, one of you is going to kill the other one.
It wasn't me. If Denny is dead now or does die in the near future, it wasn't me. As you can see, I'm saying it before he's dead, so it couldn't have been me.
That makes sense.
Denny's not dead, and I didn't do it. If he happens to die, the end. Also, Patreon. You guys are fucking awesome. We are above 1,500 a month in Patreon. We are able to pay our show hosts. It's a cool thing. We're able to upgrade equipment. We're able to griper. We're able to do a ton of things. And like I said, what I keep saying is this $1 a month thing for you guys to get these Patreon exclusive episodes. They're fun. They're fun episodes. It's kind of a behind the scenes look. We really appreciate the fact that you believe in us enough to say, hey, they're going to go the whole way, because every dollar that you guys donate is awesome. Also, at the end of this month, we are giving away a GTX 1060. Every dollar is a raffle ticket toward that. So if you want to get a new graphics card, go ahead and donate to patreon.com/defense of the patients and see if you have any luck in winning a graphics card. Also, there are other rewards for just donating to us, like helping us, or the other things that are listed, like getting a replay review or your name or whatever. Anyway,
I agree.
I'm Roland.
Did you ever watch Homestar Runner?
Of course I watched Homestar Runner.
Yeah, no, you're at that age. You're slightly older than me. Of course you did. When you were talking about Denny not being dead, I just had the Cheetah's Not Dead song stuck in my head. It was like, the cheetah's not dead. So glad the cheetah's not dead. The cheetah's not dead. But but it's Denny. Like, the Denny's not dead. So glad the Denny's not dead.
I think that's a great way to close. This is Roland for Proud saying, I'm glad Denny's not dead.
The Denny's not dead. So glad the Denny's not dead.